Good afternoon, beautiful people. Once again, it is Sharon on the show, and we have with us Abraham from One for Life. Today is an exciting day. We're going to be talking about one very important transformation. Abraham's transformation was one I'm very, it's one I know about because I saw when he came in and, Sharon said, I love this vision, I love this mission, I want us to support them. And interestingly, just in a few months, Abraham is here today with a 501c3, with an organization, with board members, executives from across the US and the rest of the world. And Abraham's transformation has been an entire story, and we want to hear it today. We want to share it with you all so that you understand where he's been, and also you can also learn from his story so that you can take some action steps to go transform your organization. So we're going to be asking Abraham some awesome questions, and he's going to be providing us feedback. Stay with us, listen. This is going to be transformative. So I'm going to be passing it on to Sharon. She's the key here. Sharon, what do you have for us today?
Thank you. You are so amazing. And I'm so excited to join you on the show today and have with me our guest, Ambassador Ibram, who is the founder and CEO of Word for Life. He and I have met several years ago. I'll let him tell that story. But again, the goal today is for you to hear from one of our amazing clients what their experience is. But before we start with that, I would love for him to share just about himself and what World for Life US is all about. So, Ibram, tell us about yourself and tell us, and I think you're muted. So, yep, okay. So, tell us about yourself and then tell us about your organization. And again, I'm excited that you're here.
Well, um, first of all, I want to take this opportunity to appreciate Solution Matters for having me today on site. Uh, I don't take this for granted. It's a big opportunity that has changed so many people's visions outside there, and I'm part of those testimonies. So sharing my testimonies with the audience is quite a big privilege for me and my work. Those who are seeing me for the first time, my name is Ibrahim Biachika. You can hear the accent. I'm from Africa in a beautiful country called Uganda. That's where I come from. So I came here last year in January. So I'm making a year in the state. But about the work, I'm the head CEO and the founder of Word for Life organization that started right back when I was in Africa. But when I came here, I said I want to do the same that I was doing back in Africa, but I didn't know how and where to start from. And Word for Life, our mission is we serve the underserved children and their families in the communities to see that they achieve their fullest potentials. That's our mission.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. So, talk about how you came to work with Solutions Matter. How did you come to work with us?
Okay, yeah. As I said, actually, it started. My relationship started developing when I was still in Africa, in Uganda. I was struggling. Already, I had an organization registered in back in my country, but I was struggling a lot with how to to get it established, like internally, like administrations. I had the board,
Mhm.
but the board they were just images and pictures on the website. I don't blame them. They didn't know what to do. So like I got frustrated. I was like, they are not doing nothing. They are doing nothing for me. Like they're doing nothing for the work. The work is not growing. So I tried to look for solutions, but all my solutions were not mattering. So, that's how I reached out to one of a friend about my frustration with my work. And he said, no, I have someone I know. I think he's a good person he's the best person who's going to help you get over your frustration with your work. And that's how that person recommended me to Solution Matters. And I reached out to Madam Sharon 2 years ago. That was 2 years ago. I reached out to Madam Sharon. We started friendship, in person, listening to my frustration. But she was busy because I know how busy she is always with clients. And I wasn't an official client by then. So I wasn't given much attention. When I come, yeah. So when I came to the state, I knew that was the set time for me to fly. Now I called her direct using state number. So like, don't tell me when you state. I like, yeah, I came, I'm here. So from there, he said, okay, book for a consultant call. I went on the site. The first thing I did, and I'm so proud I made that decision. I went on the site of Solution Matters and I scheduled for a call, discovery call. And that's where the whole journey started becoming more beautiful. That's how I got.
Yeah, it's been, yeah. Thank you for sharing that. It's been an amazing journey. So let's talk about kind of the steps because it's been
Yeah,
now a year.
yeah,
And you booked your first discovery call, not with me, but with Rooney, and
yeah.
talk about that and what was the outcome, like what happened.
No, okay. Yeah, I did a discovery call. I booked for discovery call, thinking actually that I knew what was the problem for my team, for my work, the source for my frustration in my work. But during the discovery call I had, it was so amazing. It was so surprising because during the call, the team member from Solution Matters, who is Ronnie, that team that I was on the call with, he was able to help me to see the things that I wasn't seeing. Like I had thought my problem was this, but after hearing from me, he directed me to where the problem, the real problem, what it was. Because me, I had thought the problem was the board members. But then when I did a discovery call, I was able to find what was the root cause. Because during the discovery call, um, they listen to my intentions, my vision, to understand what's my vision, like why am I doing what I'm doing, and where do I want to see myself. You get, and what type of a team am I looking for. You get, because they didn't want to create something for me, but they wanted to create exactly the vision that I'm calling within myself. So that was a blessing for me during the discovery call to take me through the process and show me what I'm going to expect through the journey.
Yeah, it was amazing
Mm.
because when that first call happened and then you subsequently, signed your MOU, got involved,
Yeah,
and really became all in, the very first thing that was developed through Rooney's amazing listening skills and his talents was to
yeah,
work with you to develop your business plan for your nonprofit. And it was a very robust document
hmm,
that now you use as you move forward. So, one of the other things I think that was identified after we walked you through the process, heard where your heart was, what you were trying to do here in the US with foster kids, we then discovered that you needed to have a board now because you were starting your separate 501c3 organization in the US. outside of
Mhm.
what you were already doing with orphans in Uganda. And so there were challenges along the way. But with that, can you talk about, um, and I know it was a while ago, so just see if you can remember the
Mhm.
steps that we took to help you go from having no board members to now having some amazing board members. But what were those steps? Do you remember those steps?
Yeah, I think I can remember some of them. Uh,
Yeah.
I remember the first phase. It was to come up with a business plan, like how things are going to move. You know, as
Hmm.
we all know, a man without a business plan, without a plan for the day, you know, is going nowhere. You're going nowhere. You know, you have no the election. You know, when you have no plan for the day. So the first thing that Lon told me it was you need a business plan. You know, we are going to develop a business plan for you, but I have to participate and contribute. That was the first phase. But even before that first phase, even I feel like we had started it during the discovery call because I was um, I was guided to ask myself the right questions
Yeah.
about my work. You know, there are some questions that I never asked myself about my work. So during the discovery call, there are so many questions that I was guided to ask myself. And I was like, if I get these questions right, I was like, my work is going to strive, like I'm going to fly. So the first step was uh, we came up with a business plan that was to show us how the journey is going to look like getting where I want to be. And then we came to phase two, which was board recruitment. Board recruitment, I had thought they were going to just start announcing we are hiring people, but it was a long process. Like, I'm not saying like it took a lot of time, but I mean, so much was required to put, so many pieces were required to put in order, to put in place. You know, developing a recruiting plan for itself, like recruiting materials, what are we going to use, identifying, how are we going to identify the right people? Right, we want to identify the right people, but how are we going to identify? How are we going to talk to them? Like, I was like, oh my God, like I feel like I have it. Then in the next call, they are telling me this is how we are going to go about this, and I be like, oh my God, it seems like I've been playing around. You get so it was so fun, like going through recruitment plan. You know, then that was the phase two, board recruitment. Then we had phase three where we invited the people. Actually, before phase three, we did the recruitment. We reached out. I want to even to say about this. I don't want to skip it. We did the recruitment. Lon told me something that I didn't believe him from the beginning. He told me we are sending out people and people are going to apply to be on the board. You're going to have a big number. You're like about 50, 60. I was like, and you were like, even more. I was like, I have tried this for 2 years. I never got nominees, people applying candidates more than even 15. And now Ron is telling me we are going to have more than 50. I was like, no, no way this is going to work out the way he's telling me. I think maybe he was encouraging me. But when we did put out the recruitment, advertised that we are looking for board members in 2 days, not even 2 days, it was in 12 hours. He sent me a screenshot how many people have already applied. And we're in 70 plus. I was like, how is this
Seven
possible?
zero, 70,
Yes,
70.
yes. we had 70 CVs, and he forwarded them to me. You're like, start going through them. I was like, oh my god, this is real. You get, and we ended up having 60, I think 65, 66 CVs, and our target, we were looking for 7 people, 7 to 9 people. That was my target. Like, I didn't want big number. I told him I need like 7 to 9 people, and here we come. It got me 80 people. I was like, wow. Now I can tell why they were taking me through the recruitment process, so I can know how best to identify the right ones from the many, from the majority. So
And now,
that
may I
was,
add something here? I want to add something here too to
yeah.
really help the audience understand kind of the
Mm,
board recruitment product that we do. We not
mhm.
only just send out like a post that says, "Hey, come and join this board." We actually put together a board recruitment pack that actually gives whoever is considering joining a board. The first page has a welcome and from the CEO, the founder of the organization, that really speaks to why the organization is being established. And then it's a mini business plan. It's like 3 or 4 pages that talks about what this organization will be doing and moving forward before it's 501c3 incorporation. So it begins to weed out people who are just looking for a resume stuffer to say, hey, I'm on this board or that board. But it really helps us to drill down to find people who are passionate about the cause that you are passionate about. And that's what we found with people that ended up coming to that first round of interviews. There were people who were already social workers, already working with kids, some working with foster kids, some working in some kind of educational program. And then you had high level people, attorneys, people in the finance industry, with retired corporate executives. And so people who were ready and willing to give back because they saw your heart in that first page. That was you remember that document with the
Yeah,
first page with
yeah.
the letter
Uh-huh.
from you, which sets us apart. It sets everything apart. You can go on LinkedIn or wherever and see board recruitment type things out there. But now we match people. People raise their hand because they're like, oh my God, I really want to serve this population of kids. And now they're almost like begging you to be a part of the organization. And it might spin off board members, but it also can spin off advisory council people. It can spin off ambassadors and advocates for the organization. So I was really thrilled that we surprised you and we shocked you in the process. And thank you, Rudy, for meticulously walking through that process with him. All right, what's phase three?
Yeah, that phase three, uh after like recruiting, like going through the bulk CVs we had, you know. Finally we came to conclusion, like with a certain number of people that we needed. So we sent invitations to the possible candidates. I was able personally, because Lonnie left it for me. Like he said, he empowered me to see that I can take decisions. Like he had people of his choice, but it wasn't about him. It wasn't about anyone else. He said, "You are the vision buyer. My role is to empower you to do the right decisions," and which I appreciated. At first, I thought he was leaving it for me, but it was the right decision, because now it's me who's dealing with the people, with my board, and that empowerment that I got, it helped me. Like right now, I got the people that I'm really connected with. We are flowing. Our collaborations as board is so softly, because I made the right decisions after being empowered. So we sent on phase three, we sent invitations for people to come for the final onboarding, the board members, where we we shared more about their intentions, and also our intention is and our plans, future plans, 5 years from now, like where we want to be, also to hear from them, like what's their vision they have, the goals they have in the non-profit world industry. So
Absolutely.
that was phase three. Then we went to phase four. Phase four, it was now training these board members. That's something I missed with my first board I had.
Mm,
Like, we never trained. We, like, just like anyone else, I went online on Google. I searched about the roles and responsibilities of the board, and I gave them, like, I'm talking about my first board. I gave them the research I did on Google. So they say, okay, this is cool. We are going to do it. And that was the end of the story. And that's where the frustration started from. So
mm,
then here comes phase four. They told me, now we are going to teach and train your board members, their roles and responsibilities. And that was just something amazing. Like, seeing how board members they were being told, because after receiving the package, in the package we had the board roles and the board responsibilities, but that was not the end. In phase four, all of them, we got them connected, and Madam Sharon was able to take them through, teach them their roles and responsibilities, which is was the beginning of the success of our organizations. Now they know what they're expected to be doing and how to get the work done, which is the most important. And also during the board training, they were able to know that the success of the organization is in the board, in the hands of the board members. If the board doesn't function, now the organization will not be functioning. You get. So, which was very helpful. Right now, I see I have a function board as a result of that phase four, where board members were trained on what to do. Then we moved to phase five. This was about meeting the meeting that was about voting on the official, because we wanted to select the president, to have a structure on the board: president, vice president, treasurer, secretary. So phase four was about voting, and it was interesting seeing how board members were volunteering, to put their names out there, like, hey, I want to be the president, I want to be this, something that I had thought is going to be hard for me to start pointing, since
mhm,
I didn't know them. I didn't have a background with them, but they made the work easy after knowing and learning how they are going to be doing their responsibilities and their roles. So they started voluntary, like, saying, I want to be the president. I want to, I would love to be this. So that was phase five. Then we went to phase six. Ah, this is something that happened, like, it wasn't, no one can explain it. By phase five is when we did IRSC 501C application, and this was time of politics. Like America was in elections, when elections, and I remember the team from Mission Matters. They told me, we can't, yes, we can't tell how long it's going to take because of the election. We don't know how it's going to affect your process, but we are going to keep doing the work profession the way we have been doing it for the rest, and then we wait and see. Get the application started, and when I checked online, there were like some people get it in 1 year, 6 months, others 5 years, others forever. They don't get it forever. I was like, wow,
Ever.
yes. And I was like, wow, now here we have elections. I know what elections can affect. Like not only registration, but even businesses, visas. So I was like, I don't have what to expect. So we applied, and in less than 60 days, I just got my mail. I just got my mail saying like it's from IRSC. Or like I don't know, maybe they need more documents from me. And I hope they're thinking they need more documents from me, like more evidence, maybe, I hope indeed. And it was saying like we are pleased to tell you that your 501 application has been approved and we have given you so and so. Oh my god, I couldn't believe it. I'm staying with my host family. Like I have a family I'm staying with. I shouted. I went to their office. Like we have a office in the home at the house. I went to him, the pastor. I told him, please, is this real? When he looked at it, he said, hey man, you have your favor one. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe it. That's how I called you straight away. Like I didn't even wait to book for a call. I just said, let me just call you straight away, let you know like something has happened. I didn't expect. And uh, this, I will not say it was something happened like by mistake, but I know we prepared for it professionally. We did everything right. You know, we never got I never got contacted like I'm missing a document, I'm missing a step. Like how other people like because those are frustration I've been hearing from people that have registered, I've tried to register. Like I did more research about this. Like everything I do, I'm a person that wants to hear others' story, so I can relate my story with theirs. So people are telling me it's frustrating. They keep on telling you, please, we want you to send this, we want you to do this, we want you to send this. Then I was like, it was different story with me. Like we got everything we needed, like once, and we applied when we have everything in order, everything in shape. So no wonder I was able to get my favorite one within 60 days. So thank you so much, Madam Sharon and your team, Mr. Ronnie, for guiding me on, towards that application. It was the, the level of excellence and professionalism that was expressed that made the application like become so fast and easier for my non-profit. Then we moved to phase six, no, phase seven. Phase seven, this was in-person meeting. From the beginning, with having calls, everything online, meeting my board online, communicating via emails, calls, Zoom meetings. Even Madam Sharon herself, sorry, you know, from 2 years ago when I met her, it was everything online on a call. But then when it came to phase six, no, sorry, phase seven, it was in-person strategic meeting where we wanted the board or the whole board to come and know each other. Actually, it was even beyond just strategic meeting and visioning, but also like the personal in-person experience we got, like the chance to meet as the board, getting to know each other in person. It communicated more value. Like I see from that day, we like there was that was built. You know, like all the board members, they met me online. They were not so sure, but they believed in the organization because of uh, because of Solution Matters, because they know like Solution Matters what he has been doing. Like that gave them a little bit confidence that this organization is real. Everything is going to, it is the way it said it is because of the Solution Matters. But then when we had the phase 7 where all the board members came together and Madam Sharon was there to facilitate this strategic meeting, it helped us to connect, to build a connection as
Mhm.
board members. So that was the seven, those were the 7 phases I was taken through, and that's the reason, and that's the reason for my non-profit, like where we are right now, is because of those 7 phases I was able to go through.
Yeah, so you talked about the length of time of this and how, long it took. I want you to just share with others, like what stood out with other people that you've interacted with on our team. What makes Solutions Matter different from any other organization out there that's going to work with a founder-led organization to help them go from zero to now having a fully recognizable nonprofit organization? In terms of things can you think about that make us different?
Oh yeah, the difference are so many, and I can't explain them all, but I can tell a little bit about it. First of all, um, like it sounds like compassion, like where you feel the pain someone feels, like someone is going through angry, like is angry or is going through anger, and you feel what the person is feeling. That's what I felt like seeing all the team members from the Solution Matters, like carrying my burden, like carrying my burden. Like one day I asked even Madam Sharon, like, is this how you treat the rest of Hazakilans, or this is just me, Because I was feeling it was more of family basis, like I can get that treating, like the treating, how much I was treated, like how my work was treated. I feel that only from my family members. That's how they have been treating me and what I do. And I was surprised receiving the same treating from Solution Matters, and this was business. So that makes me like see that Solution Matters stands out. They don't only get the work done, but they carry the burden, like your burden you have. Like, okay, tell us what's your vision. It doesn't matter where you are. Maybe you have ideas and you have not even put it on the paper. It doesn't matter. Like you come, like you were able to get me where I was. When I traveled here, I came to the state. I had only idea and I didn't know how I'm going to. This was a new environment for me. It was totally everything was opposite from how we live in Africa and in the state. It's totally different culture, different system. So it was a little bit challenging. I didn't know where I was going to start from and how. So here comes me meeting Solution Matters, and they were like, "It's okay. That is easy. We are going to get done as long as you have your vision. You just tell us the vision, and we'll get everything going." So that sounds makes Solution Matters stands out for me. Like doesn't matter where you are in life, like with your work, either it's in ideas or you already have paperwork or you have been already running and you are stuck, you don't know what next. They are the right person for you to get the solutions and to get your work keep going. So yeah, that's what I can say about it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So you laid out the phases that we accomplished this year, and now we're thinking about the future. Like now we're in 2025, you're established. We are now working on developing collaborations with your
Mhm.
organization in the state of Michigan, as well as beginning to lay out your fundraising plan. There are some things that happen within our engagement that I believe is unique to any organization, and that is your biweekly check-ins. And so talk to me about those experiences that you've had with Grace Wallace, who has joined us, and then I'm going to ask her to share.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Actually, that weekly follow-up I was receiving, actually, I wasn't only receiving it like emails, but email were coming like to prepare me for the check-in that I was getting on a call on a Zoom meeting with Sister Grace, because she was always checking in like, how do you feel uh, after this phase, like after this call, like you had a call with Lonnie, like how do you feel about what he was telling you, you know? So he was always trying to help me to make sure that like I feel comfortable, and also to make sure that I understand everything like the way it was told, so that I don't misinterpret what was told, you know. So those weekly check-in meetings and emails, they helped me a lot. Even I had some concerns maybe after a call with Lonnie. Then when Sister Grace checked in, I was able to express my concerns, which right away they were resolved, you know. So those check-in, they were really important, and they helped me a lot to prepare me for the next phase.
Well, we have a lot of work ahead of us this year to get
Mm.
you funded and to get your programs up and running. One of the things that I believe is a standout as well is our ability to, like you said, make our clients feel like family. We are a Christian based organization. My team are people of faith. And so Grace is our VP of Client Services. We'll talk to you about I want the audience to know about our onboarding process and the engagement that she's involved in, because I think it helps us to be ahead of the curve. So Grace, I'm going to ask you to talk about onboarding. I think you're muted, and what that experience is, even when you're praying with our clients. Talk about that.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here. I tell people one of my favorite parts of my job is the fact that I get to help those who are helping the rest of the world, which I think is um, just what our company does. You know, we get to encourage, we get to love, and we get to intentionally serve those who have dedicated their life to giving back and serving others in some type of way. So I think that it's just really special. Um, and specifically with our onboarding process, that first meeting, you know, it's really crucial that the client comes in and feels honored, like that, because it's an honor for us to be able to, you know, be a part of this process with them. It is truly an honor. So we want them to feel honored and just encouraged. And truly, it's a time for me to get to go over the MOU, get to go over the nitty gritty of things in that first meeting, and just kind of say, okay, that was a lot. You've made this big decision of, you know, coming in with us, but how are you doing? How are you feeling? And how can we best support you? Because the whole thing with any experience with a client is that the way that we all receive teaching and different things is going to be different. So that is something that I think our company does really well, is that you know, the content is going to be the same, but if you're, you know, if you need it tweaked a little bit, or the way that, you know, we're communicating it so that it is able to impact you in the best way possible. We're going to do that, which I think is really, really special. But yeah, we pray in all meetings if my clients are comfortable with that, which I think is just a huge blessing because, like Ibrahim said, it is such an honor that we're getting to walk with them and carry their burdens as well. You know, we want to know, you know, when your birthday is, and, you know, if you've had a family tragedy, we want to mourn with you. And that's one way, because even though we are digital, we want to convey the fact that this is a family and that this is warmth. We want you to feel, that warmth coming through.
Thank you, Grace. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Ibrahim, do you have any words that you would say to anyone who's listening that's a nonprofit organization that may be looking for this experience of having qualified people to help them raise more money, take their organization from 0 to $1 million in a year? What would you say to them to encourage them to work with us?
Well, thank you so much. Uh, One thing I know, I'm not alone that was working in frustration. Um, there are so many my sisters, my brothers outside there that are doing so much, for the communities. Like they're already doing a lot of impact. Like they have invested their personal finances, resources into what they are doing, but they feel like they're not getting help they need. Like they are not growing at the speed they could be growing at. So all those people that are already doing things so much for the societies, for the communities, wherever they are, like in their journey. What I want to advise and encourage them is to first take the first step to make a decision to schedule for a discovery call. Maybe you may think, okay, I'm doing well, so far I'm doing well, but like this is a continuous journey. Like you need a team that is going to feel, is going to carry, who are going to care about your success. You need a professional team who knows what they do, like who cares about your success. That's how I feel. Like solution matters, like above everything that we're going through, we're talking about. Their concerns were about my success, like the success of my organization that I'm running. So I encourage people outside there to take the first step that they are going to feel proud of, and it costs nothing to schedule a discovery call and get to know where they are. Even you may think I'm doing well, but when you get on a discovery call, you'll be surprised, like to know, like, oh my god, all this has been happening and never I never get to know about it. You get solution matters. This is what they have invested in themselves. They have invested in themselves so much, uh, and now they want to help us, people who are doing, like people who are serving the communities. They want to invest their personalities, to invest what they have been investing in themselves into us, like to help us do better, and also to run professionally. So I encourage people to take a step and do a discovery call. That was a turning point for my work, that discovery call. And I still remember the day I made that discovery call, and I'm proud of myself to do that. Thank you so much.
I'm proud of you as well for making that discovery call. Rooney, who is our Vice President of Client Acquisition, does an amazing job of connecting us with people who are searching. They're either frustrated in their current situation with their nonprofit, and he listens and he helps them walk through to some solutions. Um, I would love for Rooney to talk about some of the things that we have going on this year, particularly this month, with some of our packages and specials. But first, I want to thank you, Ambassador Ibram, for one, being such an amazing young man who is not only running a nonprofit on two continents, people, two continents. He has a flourishing nonprofit, World for Life Uganda, with ambassadors in the UK and all over the world that support that organization, but now has ventured out into the US and now is established 501c3 here in the US. And so we will be with him on this journey to get him from zero to a million this year. So we're excited about what's to come next. Rooney, it's all you, sir.
All right. Thank you so much, Ibrahim, for that. Thank you so much for that wonderful feedback. We're very happy to have worked with you. Like I said earlier, Sharon really held your vision close to her because she wanted you to be successful, just as I've seen her, you know, eager to see every organization that we've worked with become successful. So thank you so much for reaffirming that key aspect of what we do at Solutions Matter. Well, for this year, we're really looking at serving more people. But of course, we know as humans we're limited. So we're looking at putting out products, customized products that can help organizations go through the process we've helped Ibrahim and other organizations go through so that you can be able to achieve these results on your own pace. So we're looking at rolling out our Solution Smarter Starter Pack in the coming months. We're looking at rolling out our board recruitment pack in the coming months so that you can be able to create these results, all by yourself because we know a lot of us are self-starters, we're go-getters, and with the right information, we can be able to create these results. So if you need physical help, you think you need that one-on-one approach, of course, we're always here to help you. And we're also looking at saying, how can we help you so that you can be able to start creating results in your own level? So that's one of the things we're looking at this year. Another key aspect we're also working on this year is really bringing fundraising home. So we're really looking at bringing fundraising home in the sense that we're practicing fundraising at the peak level. And it starts from the very beginning, which is our market study, where we go out there to find people who love your vision, people who are passionate about your organization, people who want to join you in this good work you've started. So our market study helps us find those people across your neighborhood, across your zip code, across your state, across your county, even as far as the entire United States and internationally, if you want us to go as far as that. So with that, we're going to find people who have the propensity, the affinity, and the capacity to give to your vision. Sometimes as much as 100,000 of them, sometimes as much as 20,000 of them, sometimes as much as 10,000 of them. Of course, it depends on your vision and the mission that you're trying to accomplish, so that you can be able to initiate relationship and really build the kind of relationship that can transform these prospective donors into recurring donors for your organization. And that's what we're really all about this year. The science of fundraising, where you're actually running fundraising based on data. You're not just putting out messaging just to anybody. You're not just, trying to just get it the fast way, but you are intentionally building relationships with those who want to go with you on this journey. And that's one of the key things we're really looking at doing this year. So join us. I know Sharon has a lot to say about that, but come talk to us. We want to help you. We want to see you win because we know this works, right? So we want to see you put this into your organization. We want to see you connect with those businesses, those corporations, those donors, those sponsors that are going to help you get your organization to where you want to get it to. Our market study is very affordable. Just reach out to us. We're going to pull up that list of these people who love your vision so that you can start building relationships with them. I'm going to put the link on the comment section. Just go on there, apply, and we are looking forward to help you. So I'll put it back to Sharon. Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity, Sharon, and thank you, Ibrahim, for reaffirming the good work we do at Solutions Matter.
Thank you for that. So let me just give you a little bit of what's going to happen over the course of this year. Every Tuesday, Rooney and I will be doing a live stream, and that is usually about 30 minutes, and we're doing it around some content. The first live of the year was about planning and how do you plan your fundraising activities and the 3 steps to do that. We follow that with a downloadable PDF for you. So we want to give you free content, free information that's going to help empower you to grow your organization this year. You know, we meet so many founders and so many CEOs of organizations that are struggling and they're in survival mode. So we want to move you from surviving to thriving. And so that's our personal goal this year. And we will be pushing out all kinds of content for you. And then on every Thursday, we will be interviewing one of our clients that we work with. In 2024, we had over 148 plus clients that we worked with in resource development and board capacity training, some executive coaching that I did. Rudy had spoken at some international conferences on our behalf. So we are your go-to around this. And so on Thursdays, we will be interviewing our existing clients so you can hear their stories, so you can hear their journey and how they have been empowered and have moved the needle in their organization through working with us. And then throughout, just make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel where we have a lot of our trainings on that, all of these kinds of contents as well. You can also find us on LinkedIn and Facebook. And we also will be able to connect you if you just email us to get you the resources that you want to help grow your organization. But your first action is to click on the link that Rooney just put in, as well as booking the discovery call. You heard how the discovery call changed and transformed Ambassador Ibrahim and took him from one space to another, and now he's on this journey. And I would venture to say when we meet with him again by the end of the year, he'll be telling you now how we've transformed and grown programs, grown constituents, but also grown his revenue. So I'm looking forward to that. So with that, thank you, Grace, for popping in and being an amazing person that you are to just steward and give care to our clients. Every day they tell me what a joy it is for you to engage with them, pray with them, and just help them along the journey. And Ambassador Ibrahim, you know, you just call me, text me anytime, but I'm excited to continue our work together. We have a lot to do. You got your to-do list last week, so I'm not going to put you on the spot today, but hopefully you are making those connections and making things happen where we want to go. And Rooney, we will continue this on next Tuesday and our next live. So thank you all for joining us today, and we look forward to serving you in the near future. Bye for now. Take care.
Bye-bye.